Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, I am going to be doing my post-match review of the match we just saw between the Hurricanes and the Western Force. In this match, there was quite a big points differential between these two sides, or points margin, I should say. At this stage, the match ending 43 points to the 6. The Western Force left tryless, and unfortunately for them, other than the first couple penalties that they were able to convert, they weren't actually able to get any more points on the board, but the Hurricanes scoring 7 tries, securing that bonus point. They are currently sitting first on the table. Hope you guys are all doing well as well. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We have got Henry Samuel in the chat at the moment, but I am just putting my headphones on the ground. 7 tries to 0, like I mentioned. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, I've got the Hurricanes try scorers. It was a Safamu, was able to have a very impressive break and score the first try. So Lisa Rayasi picking up 2 tries, including a bit of silky skills where he was able to kind of end up just chipping the ball, or kind of almost doing a football touch up into his hands, and then he just ended up running all the way to the line. Then you also had Nani Lamape, Geordie Barrett was able to score as well, and then also Wes Hooson was able to pick up one, and I believe that was all of the 7 that they were able to get. Third bonus point win in a row, says BGs. It is indeed, and that's the thing. If they keep doing this, they're in the final, because no one will be able to catch them other than the Blues. So it could, at this stage, if the Blues keep on getting bonus points and the Hurricanes keep on getting bonus points, it's going to be those two teams in the final, no matter how many wins the Crusaders get from here. So that is something that the Hurricanes will certainly be aiming for. Just letting those ads play, as well as their scrum list. We do appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Am I the only one in the chat? Says Henry Samuel. Not quite. We've got a couple other people as well. Third bonus point in a row. I read that one as well. But at this stage, meters carried in this match, 481 for the Hurricanes. Now, in the last 2 matches, they have had some crazy numbers. In the last 2 matches, they've had 1,282 meters carried combined. And they were able to add 481 to that as well. 78 defenders beaten in the last match for them. They were able to beat, in the last 2 matches, they were able to beat 28 here. But the Western Force, they beat 20 as well. That's the thing. The Western Force, they had a couple of very good opportunities, but they just weren't quite able to get over the line. And when they did, it was Jeremy Thrush in about the 71st minute, I believe it was. But then it was disallowed because of a little bit of obstruction, which is a big shame for them, because they did work hard for that try. So proud of my Canes as well, says Scrumlass, and Georgia Simpson has said go the Canes as well. And that's the thing. At this stage, the Blues, they've got all the pressure on them now, because they need to make sure they get that bonus point win over the Brumbies, which is going to be happening at 7:15 p.m. tomorrow. Going to be a very exciting matchup as well. And we have got plenty of good rugby on the way, although I do hear that the rain is just starting outside. Now, something I mentioned during the live stream was the fact that we've pretty much got a severe weather warning in my region of the country at the moment in terms of the flooding, maybe power outages. I saw that Alpine Energy, I believe it was, kind of put a message up saying that maybe power will be going out, and to be prepared. So that is one thing, of course, we don't want to hear when there are 3 games of rugby on tomorrow. I want to be able to chat with you guys throughout all of them. And yeah, hopefully that can happen as well. Though other teams have no point. The Angels just got a home run as well, says Henry Samuel. But in this one, I mean, you could say that the Hurricanes were hitting home runs flat out. Like the way that they started this match, 10 clean breaks as well, very impressive. Their defense, they actually ended up missing 20 tackles in the end, which is almost more than they've missed in their last 2 matches combined, because before this, they had a 91.5% tackling percentage, which is huge. I think it's the second most in the competition. And yeah, unfortunately for them, did miss a few more tackles in this match. And in the end, 28 missed tackles for the Western Force. So they actually got a lot better as the match went on in that regard as well. A lot of penalties against the Hurricanes, 9 against them, and then, 13 against them and 9 against the Western Force as well. Stay safe, Hamish, and we hope the power stays on so you and the fam stay warm and comfy, says Scrumlass. That's one benefit, is the fact I have got the fire in the same room as me at this stage. So hopefully if the power goes out, I will still be warm. But that's the thing. I was trying to work out, like I had actually thought ahead, and I was trying to work out whether or not having a generator out on the deck with a power cord coming in as well. I will donate $5, says Lachlan. And that is always very much appreciated on the channel as well. So thank you very much for that. With a warning for all of NZ Saturday and Sunday, Mother Nature, she's a squirter as well, says BGs. Yeah. And that's the thing. I want to make sure that I will be able to do the live streams, but I'm not sure how my Wi-Fi will work if, there's no power. So hopefully we will be all right in that regard. Oh, yeah, forgot you had a fireplace as well, so scrum less. No worries there. But then I also thought about it just then. Something I hadn't thought about is the fact that if I do a live stream and it's nighttime, it's going to be dark. And I hadn't thought about the fact that these little fellas here, they run off power. So it will either be me just sitting in complete darkness for the commentary. Maybe it will be a literal watch-along kind of commentary side of it, perhaps, if it is too dark. But yeah, we will have to wait and see what we can do if that is the case. So hopefully it does wait until Sunday before it decides that it wants to just buck it down, which I think is almost definite at this stage. But throughout this match, Napier Mape having 63 metres carried, second most metres carried for the Hurricanes at this stage. These aren't official stats yet, but they are relatively close. Safa Moore having 70, and he was able to score the try as well. 4 carries, 3 defenders beaten, and 1 clean break. But then the big problem here is the fact that he ended up with a head knock, and he wasn't going back out onto the field. I'm not sure whether that was a choice because he had failed the HIA or whether that was the choice because he was going to be coming off the field anyway. But if he is out for the next couple of weeks, what will that do to the Hurricanes? That's a big question. Riccatelli did all right, but he did have a few mistakes. It looked like a slippery day in Napier, that is for sure. A lot of players, at one stage, it was just players just trying to get back to their feet, get some candles lit. It looked like a rugby ghost hunt as well, says Scrum Lads. Because I remember it was a Rugby Challenge 4 live stream, and it was one of the very early ones. It was the Dream Matches one. And I remember that the power went out. And should I donate $5 or not? Please say yes. I mean, you can if you have got $5 that you would like to donate, Lachlan. It is much appreciated on the channel, of course. But yeah, only if you feel that you are in a position to do so. We don't want to force donations out of anyone. But yeah, I remember that it was actually, it was dark. And because it was about maybe, probably about 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. So it was pretty much pitch black. And then in that situation, power went out midstream. Luckily, my stream kept rolling for some reason. So I was chatting to people in the chat while the stream was trying to get back underway. And then luckily, it was only out for about 20 minutes. And during that time, everyone in the chat was donating money because I was like paying for data on the go pretty much, like trying to be able to keep on chatting in the chat. So it was interesting. Tell you what, we got 5 million, 5 billion, 12 trillion, and 5 trillion as well, says Maka Polar Bear. I remember that live stream, says Henry as well. I hope tomorrow when I do the Be a Pro on MLB Road to Show episode 2, I've hit my first home run. Hopefully you will be able to. Okay, it is all of my pocket money, but thanks, so I won't. But thank you so much, says Lachlan. That is all right. Hang on to your pocket money, mate. You might be able to buy something a bit nicer than just me. Just me talking about rugby. But yeah, hopefully it will all run smoothly tomorrow as well. Oh, that chat sounds legendary. It was indeed. And it's one of those ones, it was early on, and it was just after we had hit the 1,000 subscribers as well. So yeah, everyone was just being very supportive. And luckily, the power didn't take too long to get back on as well. But Tony Pulu in this match actually had 102 meters carried in 6 carries, which is very impressive from him. The only player for the Western Force at this stage to have more than 35 meters, Maiotti having 34 and Olawafela having 30. And that's the thing, Jordan Olawafela for the Western Force in Australia was looking very strong. But in New Zealand, they seem to just be shutting him down. And he doesn't really have too many options out on that wing. Just keeps on getting into the situation of just kind of getting trapped and not really having the ability to show his pace that he has got, because he was able to use it in the Reds game when he was able to run very fast indeed. 3 turnovers won for Walker Leawere in this match as well. That was crazy, the way that he was just able to get into those rolling maul situations and just hold them up. Like 3 turnovers won is very impressive, and also made 9 tackles, and Duplessis Karefi making 10 tackles as well for the Hurricanes. Now, Adi Savia returned, and straight away when he got on that field, he got himself a turnover 1. So I feel like it's one of those ones that he would have been missing coming out onto the rugby field, that is for sure. And straight away, he just gets the first turnover straight where he left off a few months ago. Was it months ago? Maybe a couple months ago that he was last playing. But yeah, we have also got, can you please wish me luck for my 10th grade game tomorrow, please? And thank you. Well, good luck, mate. Hopefully you will be able to get the win. And also maybe you will be able to get yourself a try, perhaps. What position do you play as well? We have got Tony Pulu, used to be the fastest man in rugby in New Zealand, says Marco Vunapolabia, and another winger other than Tony Pulu. I'm looking at the match tomorrow between the Blues and the Brumbies, and it is hard not to get excited for it. But Solomon Kata on that right wing side, talking about right wingers, like he's going to be in that situation of, I think he's going to get a try. He deserves one, I think, because he has been playing very well. Also, someone I'd like to see get a try, although he probably won't, is Nick Frost, because he had a fantastic game for the Brumbies last week as well. Okay, good luck, Lachlan, mate, smashing, bro, as well. Hooker number 2, so maybe off a rolling maul if you do rolling mauls as well. Good to see you move past the 2-2-2 subs, 2-2-2-2 subs, 2-2-2-2 subs as well. Yeah, it was an interesting one. We were on it for a little bit of time indeed, but then we managed to surpass it, and yeah, that is why I've got the mustache as well, because of the hitting 2,200 subscribers. Okay, now I know what to put in the Kiwi Lads care package. Some emergency lights. Do y'all have an address or PO box where you receive mail? I think I asked once, but I don't recall the answer. I haven't actually put a public one out, but I have talked to Marco Vunapolabia, because he has sent me a Chiefs kit that I have got in the background. So probably the easiest way to get in contact about that is possibly email or Instagram. I think you did follow the Kiwi Lads Instagram, so perhaps if you send a message on there, we could chat about it a little bit more, because that's the thing. I don't know who to give my address to and who not to, and I feel like I'm a little bit cautious, but I feel like I can trust you by now. That's for sure. You have been in so many live streams, and also one of the top donators on the channel as well, which is, of course, very much appreciated. Have you ever had glasses before? I have not. I mean, I probably look like I need them with how bloodshot my eyes are at the moment, but I haven't actually had them. I probably need them at some stage, because I feel like my eyesight's not as good as it once was. But I feel like overall, I've been relatively lucky in that regard, that I haven't had to get any throughout school. Do you play rugby? I don't. I used to, but then everyone else grew, and I kind of stayed the same size. And yeah, I just ended up into the little situation of being the smaller guy who could only play either wing. But we had a halfback. We had an established halfback. This is like 9-year-olds as well. Like when you have that established halfback, you're not getting that position unless, of course, you come off the bench for the final moment. So I couldn't play halfback, which was probably where I would have been most likely to be able to fit in because of the size of myself. But yeah, just didn't quite end up getting there, unfortunately. Hi from Ringy as well. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. You'll need glasses after last week's streamathon as well, says Grant. I like that, streamathon. And it was indeed 5 in a row, I think we did in the end. Crazy numbers, that is for sure. We did about, was it 12 hours of live streams in about 14 hours of daytime or nighttime as well. Middle of the night live streams as well. And we had also in the chat, okay, I'll DM you on Instagram. Thanks for the trust as well, no worries. And we have also got in the chat, bloodshot eyes are normally what stoners have, mate. Yeah, I feel like people will think that I am one the way that I ramble on when it does get to nighttime. Because that's one thing. I feel like some people, when it's nighttime, they kind of go to that tired stage and like kind of half asleep. But for me, I just end up chatting away for like hours upon hours. And it probably really annoys people, to be fair. We have got Rupini and Doug Howell. It used to be the ultimate combo for the Blues, along with Christian Cullen and Tana Umanga for the Canes. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. There are a lot of good, like, older players in old rugby games. And I also saw recently, I will mention it now, it was announced that Rugby 22 is going to be coming out in January. I was going to make a video on it, but then didn't really find the time as it was announced late last night. But that's going to be a new game to look forward to. Make a BBL or Cricket 19 career mode as well, says Henry Samuel. And that's another thing. I need to get that career mode back up and running, because like we were doing quite a few in the past, but then it's just been that much rugby on that it has been very hard to be able to find time to. I'm 10, then eat tackler, but the smallest of my team as well, says Lachlan. And that's the thing. As long as you got a good tackling style, you will be all right. Like, that's one thing. I remember there was a kid, or actually it was Isaac, to be fair. He was one of the smaller kids on the field, but he had, like, the tackling technique down. So he was in the situation of making a lot of tackles on those bigger guys, which I feel like is a very useful one. Still haven't sent my gift thing to bro. Sorry, being so busy this week. I will try and remember next week. No worries, mate. That is all right. We have also got best tackler Lachlan as well. So good stuff there. But also, speaking of tackles, Fergus Lee Warner made 18 in this match. We were talking about the numbers like 10 for the Hurricanes. He made 18, didn't miss a single tackle. One of the only people on the Western Force side who didn't miss a tackle, alongside Jeremy Thrush and Santiago Medrano in that starting lineup. I think that is all that didn't miss a tackle, so that is very surprising. BBW women as well. And we have got best tackler in the chat from Lachlan, and we have also got why did you get rid of the Kiwi Lads podcast channel, says Henry. There's a bit of a story behind it, like it's nothing bad, but pretty much it was in the situation of the career path that Isaac was going down didn't recommend having kind of like online videos or just anything, because he is going down the path of being a teacher. So I feel like it was one of those ones that anyone who's watched the Kiwi Lads podcast knows it wasn't really that PG. So I think it was, it was one of those ones, unfortunately, that we did have to ditch it for that reason. But I will show the Western Force lineup. I did see that it was asked. And overall, I would say, I mean, you got to give it to Fergus Lee Warner once again. I feel like he would have had a whole heap of carries as well. If I do look at that again, Fergus Lee Warner, he had 14 carries. But tell you what, he only had 7. I thought for a second Olawafella had 30 carries, but that was meters carried. So very impressive from Lee Warner, and he looks like the kind of guy who one day surely can score a try in this competition, but we have still got a lot of good matches that we are going to get to see in the coming weeks of this competition, and then we will have the final on the date that I can't remember. But then straight after that, we're into the British and Irish Lions Tour, the Rugby Championship, starting up very soon after that as well. We are stacked when it comes to rugby that is going to be on. And then you got the Mitre 10 Cup. Or sorry, it's not the Mitre 10 Cup now, is it? It's the Bunnings NPC, I think is what they've decided to call it. But pretty much it's going to have a lot of competition in there as well, with some of these guys who are playing for these Super Rugby sides going back to provincial rugby. So that should be very exciting as well. I thought you were going to say he took drugs. No, Isaac does not do that kind of thing. Which is good, I guess. Don't do drugs, kids. Good life motto. Podcast or rugby companion might be a good idea. And now that this channel has gained a lot of followers as well, says BGs. And that's something that a few people have actually mentioned in the chat. You guys have been saying that you want to see almost a little bit like this, but kind of like a podcast / just Kiwi Lads slightly chilled out after hours podcast or after hours live stream, I think it was called in the end. If you looked at mine, I meant their face please as well, says Lachlan Clark. Best tackler as well. Can you put the Western Force team up on the screen, please? And thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not sure whether or not that would get copyrighted. So I think I can only show you the names, unfortunately. I am sorry in that regard, but you will be able to find the lineups. Probably on the Western Force social media would be your best bet to be able to see the actual faces in that regard. But I can only show you the lineups, unfortunately, on the paper. But yeah, I think we want the breakdown Kiwi Lads edition. Or I don't know whether we could do it as good as they do it, though. I have to whip the suit out again, possibly. Oh, that's the case, says Lachlan. No worries there. Yeah, maybe I'll have to. Do you guys think I should whip the suit out for the final live stream for the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman competition? Because that will be interesting. I think the Rainbow Cup is also going to be on that same day. So that is pretty exciting news as well. Mills, says Marco for the polar bear, minus JK and Jeff Wilson. And we have got Joan Kerwin suits, says Scrum Lass. I feel like I need to try and, I've got maybe, I'm looking at getting a tie, perhaps, because I know that you did donate the other week for the John Kerwin suits, although it was one of those ones that I feel like I will have to wait until they are on special a little bit more, but maybe get a different coloured suit or shirt, perhaps could be a good start, and then go from there with the suit. Because I feel like people watching this, if they see it for the first time and see me just in a full suit, they may think I'm kind of strange, which I feel like they probably think after listening to me for maybe a minute or two anyway. So maybe it's worth a crack. Might look slightly more professional. I decided I'd look into it. You know those, I think they're called a lip something. You know the microphones that have that like kind of lip thing and the commentators talk like this into them? Like that kind of one? Yeah, I looked into that. We're getting one of those. but they're like $1,000 US, I think it was. JK is a move. Operator loves a brand spanking new suit as well. Says Marco Vanapola Bear. I'm sending a plaid suit in the care package as well. Says Scrum Lass. We have also got. I've been in a I'm B into a weekly wrap up as well. Says Ben. So yeah, I feel like maybe something along those lines, because I did do a video for Super Rugby Trans-Tasman round 1, and I kind of did the green screen and everything like that. But I think overall you guys almost actually prefer just pretty much open live streams rather than kind of edited videos. Is that something that I might be slightly right in? Blazers as well, says Ben. Do you do giveaways? Says Lachlan. We haven't actually done a giveaway on the channel, I don't think. And I don't know what we would give away. My mustache here, no, we can't do that. But yeah, I think it is just the case of, at this stage, we are just trying to get to a stage of maybe, because I mean, normally bigger channels are the ones who do giveaways, or the very small ones who are trying to kind of grow. But I feel like you guys have been kind of sticking around even without the giveaways. So it's kind of one of those ones that we haven't really had to. But maybe in the future, we can look at somehow getting something together. I'd love to be able to reach out to a company or something like that does rugby kits or something along those lines and kind of create a bit of a partnership. But I think at this stage, our channel is just that little bit too small for them to be able to reach out to us, or for us to reach out to you. There's a YouTuber in San Diego called Sam the Cooking Guy, and in my opinion, he looks identical to John Kerr, and it's uncanny. It kind of freaks me out. I'm going to type that in after this live stream. Sam the Cooking Guy. Does he sound like John Kerwin too? Because if he does, that would be very strange to listen to, probably. But yeah, I will still stay, says Lachlan. And we have got, if you do giveaways, can you give away Isaac's Mrs. number to me? Cheers, bro, legend. Don't know how you feel about that, Marco Vanapola Bear. I mean, he'd probably go, yeah, since it's Marco, we'll let it slide. But I don't think, I don't know whether he would be up for that. You're giving away free content. That's enough for now, says Ben. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like, most people who watch these ones are normally watching kind of for the kind of live commentary side of the real matches, because of the fact that you can't see the live matches after or during when they're happening. My cat just sneezed. Yeah, it's one of those ones that I feel like we just want to make it so that you guys who kind of watch these get a feel for the game, and then afterwards when you want to watch the highlights, like, you can easily do that and kind of half by know when things happen. It's like this new feature I have added down the bottom. Is this something that you guys enjoy seeing, kind of like having the try scorers popping across the bottom of the screen at the same time, maybe? Do let me know. And we have got there, Nosy Scrum Lass. I mean, they're both sarcastic as hell, so I guess a little bit. Said Scrum Lass as well. Grant said you should do collaboration live streams with other YouTubers, says Grant. And yeah, that's one thing. Like, I feel like I'd love to do that in the future, but I think at this stage, like, because we're still quite we're not really a small channel. Like, I consider the size of the channel at the moment like huge. Like, we thought we'd hit 100 by the end of last year, and we were sitting on around 900 or something. And we have got collab with G-Man. Lag might be a problem though. That would be pretty awesome to be able to do something with Gareth Mason in the future. And yeah, I think it's just a case of, at this stage, trying to get to a decent size so that people do want to collaborate with us. Like, but we're slowly getting there. I feel like we're slowly making our way up, or probably quickly, actually. We've been growing crazy the last couple of months. Ringing said, where's Kieran's mustache? I actually ripped it off when I shaved my just to the mustache last time. So that might have been a couple months ago. He did end up with a little bit of the sticky stuff on the lip as well, Kieran. So I had to try and give him a clean. Rugby Guru says Marco Vanapola Bear. We actually talk quite a bit, me and the Rugby Guru, about what's happening in the rugby world. Like, he's the one who actually helps me with my South African Rainbow Cup pronunciations, because as you guys know, like, I got a bit of a Kiwi twang, I guess you could say. So it is quite difficult to say some of those South African names, but he does help me out with that as well. Skinny Brew Rugby is similar size to you. I know he does the previews for Super Rugby Trans-Tasman as well, so maybe that could be an option as well. I guess it's just the case of also trying to find a video that makes them kind of want to collab, because I guess maybe a preview or something along those lines would be pretty cool. Maybe, I mean, it would be very tough to do. Maybe we could just get a whole heap of great people. We could get a whole heap of people together for some sort of preview of the final of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman or something. And we have got Lachlan said, I was so sad that heaps of my friends were going to the game and I wasn't. You made me way happier. Thanks, bro, as well, says Lachlan. No worries, mate. And thank you very much for tuning in. And yeah, are you playing rugby with those guys tomorrow? Because you will be able to let them know that, or we'll have to ask them actually, how slippery was it out on the field? Because it looked like it was a very tough game to try and hang on to the ball. Like, they looked like they were struggling. So maybe a bit of dew in the air at Napier's stadium. The name that I've forgotten, it was, I'm not going to look at my paper, the name of the stadium. Where they play. I know it's at Napier. It's McLean Park. McLean Park, that's where it was. Hi, says Zion as well. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. And at the moment, we are just kind of having a chilled out chat. We end up doing this for some of these post-match reviews. Hopefully, I will be able to do one like this for the post-match review between the Reds and the Chiefs. That should be a good matchup. But I pretty much just end up just chatting a whole heap of random stuff. And you guys are always here in the chat for it as well. Your South Africa rugby pronunciation reminds me of that in the defending guy as well. Yeah, it's not flash at this stage. I'm working on it slowly, but some of those names are tough. Like for a Kiwi accent as well. No more games tonight, says Marco Vanapola. Be a none. At this stage, the 3 games tomorrow, Waratahs versus Crusaders. That is 5:05 p.m. kickoff. Then straight after that, it is going to be the Blues versus the Brumbies at 7:15, and then the last game is going to be the Reds versus the Chiefs, and that's 9:45. So it's back to back to back. I'm not sure when I'm going to eat. I'll probably end up eating food maybe just before the first one and just after the last one or something. I live in Napier, and it isn't. I isn't playing them, but I will see, or I will when I see them at school next as well. If you, I will now make it my mission in life to get a Kiwi Lad Skitty Brew collaboration as well, says Grant Swartz. Well, make sure if you do it, don't end up kind of spamming, because I know some people get annoyed when you kind of mention other channels in their chat. So be careful. Be sure to only slightly mention it, and then go from there. How was the match? I was busy playing Fortnite on my dad's PS4. It was a good one. Like overall, not how people saw it going. The Hurricanes ended up getting a very comfortable win in the end, getting that bonus point, 7 tries to 0 in this competition, and they were down 6-0 as well. The biggest winning margin for the Hurricanes ever against the Western Force. Last time it was 35 in 2016. Like mentioning 2 cents, says Marco Vanapola. Exactly. Like I feel like us getting mentioned in his chat, like people don't like that much at all. We have what's got. Are you streaming it? Says Lachlan. I will be hopefully doing the back-to-back-to-back games tomorrow, as long as as long as the power stays on, because it is supposed to be a bit hectic with the weather over the next kind of little while. We have also got there just playing Pokemon later tonight. Got to catch them all as well, says Machu. And we have got, I'm sorry, with my spelling mistakes, no worries. As long as it's somewhere in the right region, I can kind of work out what you were supposed to say. So that is all right. And I feel like my spelling sometimes isn't that great. I'm looking through just to make sure, did I spell everything right for the try scorers? I feel like I was getting close. I know that Duplessis Karefi was a little bit of a struggle for me. Safa Miller's looking all right. So Lisa Rayasi with the 2 tries. Duplessis Karefi. I thought that was my cat, but it's just a random other noise. Pikachu, I choose you as well. Do this for an hour. Then name the title a chill live stream with the boys as well, says Henry Samuel. And it's one of those ones that hopefully this becomes a little bit more of a regular thing. I know that it makes it hard to do post-match reviews when the games are back-to-back like they are. Like I love to do one for the Blues versus Brumbies game, but pretty much straight after that, we are straight into the next live stream. So it does make it tough, although I may have a guess for one of the live streams tomorrow. I will have to see as well. And we have got in the chat, hey Hamish, do you ever win Rugby Challenge matches? Says Zion, I win a majority of them. If it's online though, I haven't actually played online yet for Rugby Challenge, just because my internet connection, for some reason, some of these live streams run smoothly and other of them just don't, unfortunately. And we have also got there, can't handle my Charizard as well. And I meant Pokemon, or Pokemon, says Machu. And me too, I choose you. We have got Ben said, I don't have Sky, so I'm either on the radio or with you and having and have the scrolling info and visual updates, Tops Radio, and your calling is top notch as well, says Ben. So thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. And hopefully we do keep on adding all these little extras. Like, we have only added that for the past couple live streams, and you guys seem to enjoy it. So hopefully we will be able to keep on adding the likes of that in the future, so that it does make it a lot easier for you guys who can't see the game to get a feel for it. Because I had a couple animations from Rugby Challenge that I was putting up on the screen as well, but they weren't looking that flash, unfortunately. Still a little bit of work needed there, Scrum Lads. You see my Bowden Barrett montage as well, says Henry Samuel. Have you ever played FIFA 20 or 21? I've played a little bit of FIFA 20, but I haven't actually played 21. Like, I'm one of those guys who seem to play the older FIFAs for a while, like the career modes. Me and Dad have done like 50 career modes on FIFA 19, I believe it was. And then we kind of eventually gradually go into the next game as well. Anyone who is just tuning in now, lot of tries in this match for the Hurricanes. At the moment, they are just scoring for fun. Like, I'm going to have a look at the table as well to see whether or not they are past the Blues for points differential, because this would be close now if it was the case. So we are going to have a quick look. My birthday's next week, turning 27, getting on now, says Marco von a Polar Bear. What day is it? Do let me know, Marco von a Polar Bear. Is it during the week or is it the weekend? Because either way, I am sure that I will be wishing you a very happy birthday as well. My mum's birthday is tomorrow, says Henry Samuel. I got a notification, my dude. Definitely going to watch it. Love me a good Bowden Barrett reel. He is a very exciting player to watch, Bowden Barrett, that is for sure. 18 was the best FIFA, says the BGs as well. Do you have a console or do you play Fortnite? I do have an Xbox One, but I haven't actually played much Fortnite overall. I think I'm like a level 2 in the game. When will you upload the first video on the Kiwi Lads Clips channel, says Henry. That is a great question. And at this stage, we had plans of maybe it was going to be Isaac who was going to be in charge of trying to make those clips happen. But unfortunately, he's been very busy. So it's one of those ones that, didn't quite get up and running. But we have actually got another channel that is in the works at the moment, which might be ending up possibly replacing the Clips channel, or taking over it a little bit. Who's your favorite soccer club in FIFA since you played it? I would say Wellington Phoenix. Me and Dad always stuck with the A-League. We'd also put ourselves into the English Premiership, or not the Premiership, but the League 2, I believe it is, if I'm not wrong. And that's one of those ones that I just found it so much fun being in the English leagues, moving up through the promotion. So we had the Wellington Phoenix in the Premier League eventually, which was pretty awesome. We have also got, I remember the birthday live stream you did, Hamish, says Henry Samuel. I did indeed. It was the Hurricanes versus Chiefs full length match, I think it was, as well. And we have also got there, my God, I am the oldest person in this chat, and also the only girl. I think you're pretty much one of the only girls that have ever been in the chat, Scrumless. So I guess that's a privilege. In some regards, you are one and only, I guess, in that regard. It was your favorite. Oh, I read that one. We have also got there. I'm only 2 weeks into the Kiwi Lads deep dive. And tell you what, there is a lot of stuff that we have done in the past. I think we got about 600 and something videos, which is just a huge number indeed. But looking at the table at the moment, oh, okay. So the Hurricanes points differential is 75, and the Blues points differential is 74. So if the Blues, there's no way if the Blues win that they won't pass the Hurricanes. So that is pretty interesting. But the Crusaders at the moment, they're going to need a big win over the Waratahs. They're going to have to put 30-plus points on them, try and get that points differential up as well. I have PS4 Pro as well, says Lachlan, and I know as the BG's FIFA 20 is as well. And we have also got the best FIFA ever was FIFA 99 on PC, says Grant Swartz. See, I remember playing, I have a Nintendo DS, I believe it was, and I used to play FIFA 13 or something along those lines. And I remember just opening packs on that game just over and over again. The Be a Pro was pretty fun as well. And we have got there. The only thing I wish the birthday live stream for me was a dream match, as well, says Henry Samuel. And we have got versus Toronto Raptors. And the Hurricanes might be the first. If the Blues might be in first, if the Blues lose, yeah, they will be at this stage because of that points differential as well. And we have got do you like doing this? Says Lachlan. I love it. Like, I feel like watching the game by myself, like, I could do it and it would be enjoyable. But, like, having you guys all in the chat at the same time, like, while just chatting away is just very fun. Like, I just enjoy listening to your guys' opinions. You guys have some good banter as well in the chat, that is for sure. And, yeah, it's one of those ones that, it just makes it a whole lot more fun. Yeah, I'm no longer the oldest, as well, says Marco Vinopola Bear. And we have also got John Olomo Rugby on PS1. Says BGs, and I would, says Lachlan. That's the thing. I'm thinking about firing up Rugby 08 again. or Rugby 06 or something along those lines. I also have FIFA 20, and FIFA 22 is coming out in about about 7 months. I'm going to put the camera down a little bit because I'm going to just lean back and chill. But I ended up in the situation of I bought Rugby 20 when it was on special. I've never played it. So I feel like that is something I probably need to do as well. And we have got Wood, says Lachlan, and we have got John Olomu, PS1. Well, that's a throwback, as well, says Marco Vonapolabia. And that's the thing. I've been working on a little bit of something for the PC. As some of you guys who are watching know, I had to be a pro mode. And I did a couple episodes, but it wasn't the situation of kind of being like what I wanted, because of the fact I was in the Minor 10 Cup, but it was called the NZ Cup, and it wasn't really, it wasn't great in terms of the licensing and whatnot. So I decided I would start my Be a Pro on the PC. But I tried to create myself, and I don't know whether you guys will think this looks like me or not. I am just going to stop sharing the score for a second, and I am going to be putting that on. So that's what I made. I tried to make myself. I'm not sure whether it's a good representation or not. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like it's a little bit off, but overall, it's not terrible. I feel like I have seen worse in terms of that. He's also got more down there than I do at the moment, and we always got Bring Back Rugby 08. Just been modding my Wii and been on FIFA 13, my first time on a soccer game. Not Wii as well. Says Ben, I remember FIFA World Cup 2010 on the Wii. That was a great game. I enjoyed the world mode, just being, oh, lol, that does look like you, bro, as well. Says Marco Vonapola Bear. Yeah, I feel like it's relatively close. I feel like I asked Isaac and he said 8 out of 10 as well. It looks like you. Says Henry Samuel, and Rugby 08 was fantastic. You did need about 16 fingers on PC to play it though, says Grant. And we have also got, oh man, that's awesome. You did a great job. Says Scrumlace, thank you very much. Right, I will hide that and I will go back so that anyone who is tuning in now can see the score in this match. I'm leaning to the side so I can see it because there is a microphone in the way, but it was 43 to the Hurricanes and 6 to the Western Force. Hey, how's it going? Says 11 JC. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in at this stage. The Hurricanes, very good performance from them, and they were able to get a bonus point win, which now puts them in first place by 1 point for points differential over the Blues and 5 points extra. It used to be so good. Now the players look like moving bricks because garbage graphics, as well as there's BGs. And we have also got in there, where do you live in New Zealand? I am in Canterbury. So I'd say South Canterbury. So halfway in between the Highlanders and the Crusaders is normally how I describe it. Captured your essence perfectly, says Scrumlass. Thank you very much. Although I did find a massive glitch because I did a practice run just to make sure it was going to work with the kits and everything. And it did, up until the point that I scored 22 tries in the same game because everyone ran away from me and didn't want to tackle me, which was very confusing. I'm thinking about making a video on it because some of those tries look pretty funny. But yeah, hopefully I will start that up very soon for Be a Pro on the PC as well. BGZMA, absolutely, those old games look super realistic back then. They did indeed. I remember Rugby 06 thinking, geez, these graphics are good. But that's the thing also, it's one of those weird situations that rugby games, over the years, Rugby 06, when you think about it, that was how many years ago? 15. Yeah, I still feel like I quite enjoy watching people play it and playing it myself as well. And I have FIFA 13 and 14 on the Wii, but it is broken, and I had Monopoly on the Wii as well, says Henry Samuel, and he's in Napier, says Lachlan, so he was near the game indeed. Rugby Geeks is in the chat. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Oh my God, what am I always saying? Yeah, Hurricanes once again in a very dominant game. The Western Force, I thought they had a chance in this match up until they didn't, which was in about the 15th minute or so. They got 6 points ahead, but then from there, everyone in the back line almost scored a try. Rayasi, Lamape, Wes Hooson, also Geordie Barrett. Peter Umaga Jensen did not get one, and he was the only fella in that back line other than, of course, Auburn legend, the number 10 jersey, who's doing decently for the Hurricanes. You're dead and you're in heaven. You're looking at God as well, says Bucko for the polar bear. And we have also got there some of those players' renders are super impressive, and others are well, oh my God, bad as well, says Scrumless. That's the thing. Damian McKenzie looks very rough in the game, but a player created Damian McKenzie from the fan hub looks 10 times better. So I end up using that one. And I think I've done the same for Sever Reese and Lester Whainanoku as well. And we have got your dead and your, oh, I read that one. For example, Cheslin Colby looks like a critter from Slumdog Millionaire in Mumbai as well, says Marco Vunipola Bear. And I feel like Cheslin Colby, he's one of those players. I think I've almost signed him in every career mode that I've done on Rugby Challenge 4, just because of the pace out on the wing. And it is a lethal thing, that is for sure. And we have also got there, it's like they each got a polygon count of 1 as well as the scrum last. Who's your MVP so far? Says Ben. Oh, I feel like it's interesting. Salisa Rayasi, he had a lot of meters gained in that first game, but then he also didn't really pass the ball. Like, there was an opportunity for Karefi on the outside that he kind of hung onto it. So I feel like Salisa Rayasi, his offload game's very strong, but sometimes he doesn't use it when he should. But he's been playing very well. Scored a try in this match as well. Lamape at 12 has been very decent. Who do you give it to? Walker Leawero, 3 turnovers, 1's impressive. I think Asafa Miller's right up there because of the fact that, like, he was able to score a try for the 3rd time in 3 matches. Went off for the HIA, but came back out there. Or no, he didn't. He actually stayed on the bench, but he's a very strong player as well. So it's a hard one. And if we're talking the whole competition, oh, it's too hard. I've got all the stats in front of me. Like, I've got lists and lists of all the stats that I've been writing down over the past, like, few weeks. Like, there are a lot. And we have also got in there that question for everyone in chat as well, says Ben. So that is a lot easier for myself. Rugby Geeks has said, Paul Wallaby's getting slapped about by NZ Rugby reminds me of that mean stuff he's did already. I'm hoping they get one win. Like, I feel like as a Kiwi, I shouldn't be saying that, but, like, we need to see them win 1 or 2 games at least. Maybe, I mean, how insane would it be if the Waratahs were the team to get the win against the Crusaders tomorrow? That's over there. Could be bad conditions. Maybe the Waratahs could sneak a win. I don't think it's going to happen, though, unfortunately for them. But maybe they can try and sneak it there. I went to college for video game design, and those are hard to look at sometimes as well, says Scrumless. That is very impressive. I feel like that's one thing I've always liked the thought of, but can never do it. So I've always kind of left it up. Like, when I do Fan Hub, like, this is probably the first player creation I've done in a game that I actually tried. Like, normally I just go, right, what hero have I got? Boom, done. What's the color of the eyes? That'll do. And then I'm off onto the field as well. And we have also got there, I'm going to my in-laws' house tomorrow, says Marco Vunipola, and he doesn't look too happy with a few yawning emojis and sad faces. You still on, bro? Flick it over to the Warriors. Give us some running commentary. 28 all, 3 minutes left to go. Hey, well, that's a game that I might have to get involved in. Right, one moment here. We'll bring it up. Hopefully, I don't end up bringing it up on the wrong one and getting banned on YouTube, but I will have a look at it now. I think I'll have to turn it down possibly so that copyright is avoided, but I will have a quick look here. We'll go down a little bit and we will see what's happening. Yeah, at the moment, only a minute left in that game. Going to be a close finish between those two sides. 3 minutes left. Let's go. As well, says Marco Vunipola. I think maybe Richie Mo'unga should be rested at some point. He has played a lot of games. He has indeed. And I feel like it's kind of one of those situations they're kind of trying to use his momentum, I think, to just keep him playing well all the way to the black jersey. Because it's one of those ones as well. They've got Brett Cameron on the bench for the match tomorrow. So maybe Richie Mo'unga only gets half a game. And they decide to go with Brett Cameron perhaps at the end. It's a drop goal attempt from no, surely not. As he got it, I think he just did. Why did I do that? I've turned on and the Warriors are going to lose this match to the Cowboys. Is it the Cowboys? It is, isn't it? North Queensland, they're the Cowboys, but they have just won this match, unfortunately. That makes me a bit... I feel bad now. I've just cost the Warriors the game. Unless, of course, they get this kickoff, which might be a little bit tough as well. Aussie teams should cough all over NZ teams and pretend they have germs to scare them. As well as Marco Vunipola, pretty bad when New Zealand teams spanking the Oz teams, looking similar to NBA scoreboards. LA Lakers versus Sky City Breakers as well. Yeah, I'm hoping there's a close game soon, but tell you what, that was a good drop kick from the Cowboys player. I feel like I should be mad, but it was very impressive. And now the Warriors, 34 seconds left. They need to retain this ball. Oh, that was knocked on by Tuivasa Sheck, I think. So now he is going to get back up. The Cowboys player, tell you what, he's going to almost run all the way there. The Cowboys player, we have got Brett Cameron, the All Black, what the heck as well, says Marco Vunipola, and also Rugby Geeks as that MVP, Waratahs Waterboy, £20. Says he's still taking so much abuse, but keeps on smiling with the BDSMs as well. Well, that's the thing. I feel like at the moment, the Waratahs, like they're actually playing decent. Like they're scoring more tries. I think in the last 2 games, they've almost scored more tries than they did in the whole Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, Super Rugby AU competition. Like they're looking sharp. And I'm hoping it's not a runaway. Like I want it to be closer than the match between the Reds and the Crusaders. Oh, he's lost that ball a little bit, the Cowboys, man. So that means 15 seconds left. The Warriors might get this ball back and they'll have one last phase. This could be close. Everyone's got even Blackadder for me, but I'm a forward as well, says Ben Hewitt. Yeah, he's been playing phenomenally. Like in the last 2 matches, you look at tackles, and he's got 25, which I thought was actually more. Billy Harmon's sitting on 42 from 2 matches, and Lachlan Boshier 38. So that is extremely impressive. They are checking a captain's challenge here. I think it almost went forward off Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Of course, heading to the Blues very soon. Who's your team? Says 11J said, I am pretty impartial when it comes to the New Zealand sides. Like, I don't actually end up having favourites. I just love watching them all play, although I do have a Chiefs kit. Was sent to me by someone in the chat, Marco Vunipola Bear. So that is why I wear it for every Chiefs match to just show the appreciation for that as well. And we have also got in the chat, good night, Hamish, bro. I'll have a gift I'll send you, bro. I'll try to send it next week sometime. Cheers, bro. Cheers, chat. Catch you tomorrow. I'm out, says Marco Vunipola Bear. We will see you later. And good luck with your in-laws as well. Hopefully that all goes well. We've got maybe the odds be ever in your favour. Good sir, says Scrum Lads. And right, I need some shut-eye when I go in-laws tomorrow. I need to act like I'm interested, not spend my time yawning the entire time. We've also got Kiwi Lads. We're missing our FG as well, says Machu. And we have got in the chat earlier on, if you're a hooker scoring a 60-metre try, then you win everything, says Grant. Yeah, Safa Moa. Like that man, no one told him he's supposed to be a forward and not have pace. Like he just runs. Like he was out running Jordan Oliver-Fella, and he's not a slow man. Like he's pretty quick. And Safa Moa, when you combine the speed that he gains from running and then also the power that he's got, like you don't want to be in front of him because he will just run over you. That's the game. And the Warriors lose. I feel bad that I did switch over when I was sledding. I was banned from watching Warriors every time I walked in the room. They started losing. I feel like I'm the same because they just lost this game to the Cowboys, unfortunately. And I did watch the final moments when there was a last-minute drop kick, which is very unfortunate. We have also got, yes, in-laws time sucks. Lol, bye as well, says Marco Vunipola. So we will see you tomorrow, mate. Hopefully, yeah, it all goes well. But nonetheless, I think we are almost at the end of this live stream. I have been rambling for 48 minutes almost. You guys have been here throughout the whole thing, so thank you all very much for that as well. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to now 3,000 subscribers. So if you want to help us out, please do. I will have a look. I haven't actually checked to see what the likes are at the moment. I think, are we sitting on, it's loading. We are sitting on 7, which I'm actually pretty happy with overall, since it is one of those quieter live streams that I do after these live matches that we do watch. Marco, too much yawning, pretending you're practicing opera, said Bee Gees. That is a very smart move. One more thing before you go, says Scrum Lass as well, with a couple of dots. I am waiting in suspense here. I'm wondering what it's going to be. It's going to be something to do with bacon, or is it going to, I'm not too sure. I am nervous now. We have got also practicing opera though. So I guess would that be kind of like, you just put your hand up as well and kind of act like your mouth in a song, perhaps. I don't actually. I just want to say that my new favorite movie is Mega Time Squad, best Kiwi movie ever. Mega Time Squad. Have I watched that? I feel like as a Kiwi, I should know what it is. Mega Time Squad. I'm gonna have to write that one down as well, alongside Sam the cooking guy. But yeah, I haven't actually. I swear, NZ comedy is the best as well. I know a lot of people like what's it called? The one where they are in the forest. I can't think of the name now. Hunt for the Wilder People, I think it is, or something along those lines. Quite a few people enjoy that as well. Cheers, lads, Mike. Have a good night. I'll get into a good night's sleep, bro. See you at 5 p.m, says Machu. We will see you tomorrow. Yo, keep it hour as well, says Henry Samuel. Do you think we should go for another 11 minutes? And Anton Tennant, I think his name is, as well, says Scrum Lass, as well as Johnny Brewer. Johnny Brewer? I'm not too sure if I pronounced that correctly. I feel like I need to watch some more movies because I think the last movie I watched, no joke, was probably in July last year when I had a chance, because like ever since then I've been just constantly rugby and editing. And I don't actually think I've had a proper sit down, watch a movie time that I can think of. I don't even know what the last movie was that I watched, to be fair. Bear Grylls as well, says Henry Samuel. He is an interesting fellow indeed. We have also got there. And yeah, thanks for your time. Take care from 11J Sets. Right back at you there, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. But anyone who is just tuning in now, there were 7 tries scored at this stage for the Hurricanes at the end of the match. Hurricanes scoring, well, they got the bonus point, I should say. Asafa Moas, Alisi Rayasi scoring 2, Duplessis Karefi scoring as well, and then Wes Houston, Nadia Mafe, and Geordie Barrett. Then for the Force, they weren't able to get a try in this match, but they looked close. They had a no try of Jeremy Thrush to deserve the try as well, but he couldn't quite get that. Have you seen Mortal Kombat Major Fail, says BGs. I have not. Like, I feel like any movie that's come out in the past kind of year, I probably haven't actually seen, which I feel like is pretty bad. Overall, Bruff is how it's pronounced. He was in What We Do in the Shadows. I do enjoy that movie, not the Hulu show, but the film by Taika Waititi, and the show was inspired by, or that the show was inspired by. No one is allowed to talk about MK as well. Who is MK? I feel like I've forgotten the name once again. Oh, Mortal Kombat. Well, I'm having a shocker. I feel like you guys can tell that it is late at night, because when it gets to the kind of later stage, my brain stops working. Fun fact, which is why the live stream at 9:45 tomorrow night might end up going one or two ways. We won 50-45, I think, as well. Says Henry Samuels. A very close match in that regard. But yeah, at this stage, we are up to 51 and a half minutes. Mortal Kombat films are the best, worst films ever, as well, says Scrum Lass. And that's the thing. Henry wants to see an hour. What do we talk about for 8 hours or not 8 hours, 8 minutes and 30 seconds? If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the leave it in the chat. Grant has said, it was the Force's best player today. And unfortunately, yeah, it was the case. They just weren't quite able to get over that try line when they needed to. And anytime, like, the Hurricanes' defense for the rolling maul was just very good. I think there were about 3 or 4 that they turned over. Walker Leawere with 3 turnovers, one extremely impressive from him. And they just continue to impress. What's your favourite food, Hamish? Says Scrum Lass. Favourite food? I feel like it is hard to not say pizza. Like, I enjoy pizza, but then I also, put me in your channel description, please, says Henry Samuel. Don't know whether I can do that. I might have to leave that one out as well. And we have also got, you're back to the food, because I have 31 subscribers. So you are growing as well, mate, which is good to see. Yeah, pizza probably is pretty decent in terms of having to pick a favourite. But then also, I mean, a good burger is decent. I quite like fish and chips as well. Probably a very Kiwi thing, but we have a decent place in town that does fish and chips. So I do have that quite often, and it is very nice indeed. But yeah, at this stage also, we need to look at the table once again, because this means the Blues, if they win their match even by 1 point, they are going to be back in first place. But is the game against the Brumbies going to be that close? Like, you look at the stats. Like I mentioned, stats for days running all over the place. Like, you look, Bryce Heem at the moment has the most meters carried in total. And also you got the likes of Rieko Ioane with 186. That Bryce Heem, he has 271. Scored a hat-trick last week, coming off form. The Brumbies not quite able to get it going in the last match up against the Chiefs. The scrum's going to be a big factor for them, because of the fact that if they can get that scrum right, they can stop the Blues from rolling forward. Because if they can't stop that, then it is going to be trouble for them. My favourite part of Mortal Kombat movie was the credits as well. And it was also, boy, I have 2 lol. You're famous compared to some people, says Scrum Lass as well. But at this stage, also the Blues, I didn't mention it before the match, but the Hurricanes actually had a 100% scrum win rate going into this one with 8 from 8 scrums. And I think maybe that would have changed. I think they had one that they didn't actually get in the end, which is interesting. But then also, yeah, just very impressive. And they still haven't gone for a penalty kick. So far, pineapple is decent as long as you don't have pineapple as well, says Grant. Yeah, I quite like not pineapple. I haven't actually had pineapple on pizza, believe it or not, but I quite like canned pineapple when it is in season, when it's sweet. Also, mango. Like, I feel like the reason someone should go to Australia is to have a mango, because they have very good mangoes there. We only get South American mangoes over here, and they're just not the same. They're not as ripe and sweet as an Australian one. That is for sure. And we have also got the Blues have a 100% scrum rate, though, as well, with 10 from 10. And they get the most average gain per run is 5.8 meters. We have got, have you ever been so broke that you had sleep for dinner? As well, says BGs. I haven't. I can say, luckily, that I haven't in that situation. Like, I mean, at the moment, we've got renovations in the house, so I'm sleeping back there, believe it or not. My room was being painted and whatnot, so I am actually behind Kieran on a bed in the lounge, which is good when you're in front of the fire, but yeah, interesting scenes. Looks at you as Mortal Kombat fight theme plays as well, says Scrumlads, and I love pineapple pizza, says Scrumlads. Aussies have the best pies, lol. Although I do see that a lot of people say that they're very dry, so I feel like, I don't know if you're being serious or not, although with the lol at the end, I would assume not. I also saw a comment last week that made me laugh, which was the one that someone mentioned about Suncorp Stadium, because they had the Super Round of NRL, so they had a whole heap of games being played at the same location, and someone said that the Suncorp Stadium turf was the same as the Australians' pies, and it was dry, and I found that quite funny at the time. If you search up Henry Samuel in the search part, it will pop up first as well, so that is good news for you as well, that you are the only Henry Samuel. Come over here as well, says Grant. Test your might as well. Oh, the cat's testing his might, trying to get in the window at the moment, but I will let him in a very short moment. Yeah, 3 matches tomorrow. Going to be a busy day of rugby, that is for sure. Might have some guests, might not, depending on how everything goes. Hopefully I will, but yeah, we will just have to wait and see. But we are sitting at 56. I'm running out of things to say at this stage. I feel like I've done plenty of talking throughout this live stream, and yeah, I feel like I would just be stalling it to go another 3.5 minutes. I feel like you guys, you're going to have to help me out with some more questions and whatnot, or else I will end up just flopping for the next kind of 3 minutes or so. I can read you out some more stats if you like stats. Ever been to the North Island, says BGs? I have indeed. I've been to Palmerston North, Auckland for a little short time, and also Wellington, I believe, is somewhere else I've been. But other than that, not really anywhere else. Like, something I'd love to do is go to a game in every location, kind of like going to start at Forsyth Bar down the bottom, go to Orange Theory Stadium, work my way up to Sky Stadium, then from there go over to FMG Stadium, and then work my way up for Eden Park for the finale, which could be quite a fun trip indeed. We have got pineapple pizza is offensively disgusting as well, says Grant Swartz. What year as well? I assume that is what year did I go to the North Island? And it would have been, I probably haven't been to the North Island in over 10 years, to be fair. I don't even think I've had like a passing flight or anything that has led me to the North Island. So maybe that is a trip that needs to be happening soon enough. We have got the Blues need a bonus point tomorrow as well, says Isaac. They do indeed if they want to be in first place. Otherwise, it will be the situation of the Hurricanes being in first place. The team who finished last in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, or sorry, Super Rugby Aotearoa, could now be finishing first in this competition. But that is one other thing. I've had to think about it, and I feel like something I'd also love to do is if we were to go to the North Island, I'd love to have it as like a Kiwi lads just trip. So like you have it, me, George, Daniel, and Isaac, and we just go around the North Island on a bit of a journey somewhere. Maybe have some tasks or something that we've got to try and complete. Maybe someone will sponsor us and we can make it happen as well. We have got the Blues. I read that one. I just open a can of pineapple and empty into the pizza and then roll up like a cheese roll, says Scrumlass. So that is an interesting situation. Vlogger Hamish as well, says Scrumlass, and Grant is not a happy man when it comes to that pineapple on a pizza. But my cat at the moment is trying to tell me it's cold outside and I'd like to come in there where the fire is going. But we are only at this stage 1 minute 10 away from the end of this live stream. Do you guys think I can get it on the perfect 1 hour? We will try it. We'll see if we can enter that way. But if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new. We are going to be back for 3 matches tomorrow. The Waratahs versus Crusaders at 5:05. The Blues versus the Brumbies at 7:15. And then the Reds versus the Chiefs at 9:45. Should I record an MLB show? Yes or no? When is the next live stream in the morning? I know one of the tasks should be to go to Karori Park, and I should try and see you as well, says Henry Samuel. If you want to do that filming, be sure to do it, mate. It will be a lot of fun, I am sure. I'm tired, says Zion. Yeah, we are only 30 seconds away from the end of this live stream. We want to get the perfect 1:00 0-0, which means we've only got 22 seconds left. I thought you had to shave off the mustache after last week's match, says John. It was actually, I said that I was going to leave the stash and shave off this part instead. So it was going to be just the mustache because I feel like you guys seem to enjoy when I have it as the mustache rather than the full beard side of it. So it will be just the mustache, and I'm not sure whether it will end up sticking around or whether it will just blend in. But I have gone past the hour now. I do notice we are at 1 hour and 9 seconds. So I did blow that a little bit there. But yeah, it was that the mustache was going to stay and that the that the beard was coming off. I could bring my Hurricanes ball as well, says Henry Samuel. So that sounds like it would be a bit of fun as well. But we're currently 10:11 p.m. here in New Zealand. So we are getting close to maybe when I should be. I don't know whether I don't think I'll be going to sleep until late at night because I have to do all of my preparing for tomorrow's live streams. I need a Hurricanes ball as well, says Scrumless. That's something else. I feel like my background at the moment is lacking a little bit. Like, I know that some people that have the shirts or something along those lines, but I only have Kieran, which, I mean, it's not bad. Kieran's a good bloke. He doesn't talk much, but he's a good bloke. And then, like, yeah, I haven't really got too much else. So maybe either look at the green screen coming back out, try and do something with that, or just put something more exciting behind me, I guess, could be an option. Sorry, I missed the match. Looks like the Hurricanes put it to the force, going to find a place to watch the matches in the US, says John Jakob. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly as well. And yeah, hopefully they do start showing these games live around the world. I know that the likes of the All Blacks YouTube channel and those sort of ones will have the highlights coming out very soon, maybe even out already. But yeah, watching them live, I feel like there's not really that many options, which is why I love doing these live streams for the sake of being able to talk to you guys about the game, so you get a chance to be able to see it as well. It's time to go to bed. Good night, as well, says Henry. We'll see you later, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. We love Kieran, says Scrumless. Yeah, everyone seems to. I feel like he's more popular than me at times. But people, yeah, he seems to be. He's been here since one of the first live streams of the Tri Nations, like last year. So he's pretty much been here the whole time that the live stream has been going. So yeah, that is why he is almost a part of history, I guess you could say as well. You have to shave your head into a mullet if an Australia team wins a match. I don't know whether I want to do that because I feel like an Australian side, I think someone's going to get a win soon. Maybe it will be the Reds. Imagine that, the Reds get the upset win over the Chiefs, or the Waratahs win. Has to be a Joe Dirt. I don't know whether I'm at that mullet stage yet. I know a lot of people want to see it. I feel like the mustache is as far as I've gone with facial features and haircuts and whatnot so far. Because that's the thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with the... Like, it's slowly growing. Like, it's taken a long time. This has been growing since not last Christmas, but the Christmas before to get to this length as well. So I don't know whether it will be getting shaped into a mullet. Hey, bro, sorry I missed the match this 7. No worries, mate. It was an interesting one. The Hurricanes scoring 7 tries, unanswered tries against the Western Force. As you can see, Asafa Mosa, Lisi Rayasi getting 2, Duplessis Karefi, Wes Susan, Nadia Lamape, and also Geordie Barrett scoring in the 83rd minute, I believe it was, to secure a big win for the Hurricanes. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind. I was about to say, is this the first Australian side to be left scoreless, or sorry, tryless, but then I realised the Rebels, not ideal for them in that situation. Has to be a Joe Dirt, like a Geordie Barrett mullet or a Joe Dirt mullet. And we have got in the chat Moorcoke as well has come back. Tell you what, I am just rambling at this stage, but all of you guys are in the chat at the moment, so I do appreciate you all being here. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the live stream. And yeah, I think we are pretty much at the end of this one. We will be back with 3 more tomorrow. Should be very exciting rugby. And hopefully the storm that is supposed to hit New Zealand is going to be nice and generous to me and lets me do these live streams for you guys as well. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. This is going to be the end of this live stream, but I will see you all tomorrow for the next few games. We'll see you all later.